That was terrible.
That was crap. That was garbage. This place sucks.
Overreaction Monday.
All right, what do you have over there,
All right,
Christopher?
let's start with Sunday Night Football because nobody really saw that coming except for probably the folks in Nashville. With or without Derrick Henry, the Titans are the best team in the AFC.
That's not an overreaction. That's not an overreaction. I am not. I'm in on the Tennessee Titans. I am in on them. You know what? And I'll repeat it every day this week if I have to. And a lot of people just don't buy it because it's still Ryan Tannehill or it's no Derrick Henry or, you know, it doesn't look pretty sometimes. But man, can Vrabel coach football or what? Is he locked in or what? Does the team follow him or what? Is this defense getting better this week after week after week? They sure are. And everybody overlooks them. You know what I found so funny last night? At halftime, Titans are up. That first half was remarkable last night, right?
Domination.
Tirico asks Tony Dungy for the best team in the AFC, and Tony goes, "It's wide open, but I'll just go with Baltimore." And it's just like, just look at your television set.
Yeah, it's like the Leo DiCaprio,
right?
just like, hey.
From Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I see it. Like, yeah. And I don't blame them because it's just sometimes we're overlooking them all the time. But I think it's time to stop overlooking them, brother.
Yeah, I think
I'm in on Tennessee Titans.
I wanted to do they're the best team in the NFL, but I kept it AFC. I kept it AFC.
Okay, what else you got over there?
Let's just go to the other team in that game last night. Matthew Stafford, he just doesn't have the big game chops to take the Rams.
Come on.
I mean, that's twice now. That's twice big home games.
I'm still going to say it's an overreaction. There's still bigger games to come. What do you think? The lights are too big for him? Is that really what it is? I don't know.
I would just think
week one, the whole country was watching, and it was the Bears coming in before, and the Bears defense was still the Bears defense, and they were all healthy and active, and the building's opening up, and everybody's there. It's a big, momentous night for the Rams, and he was tremendous. That's a pretty big football game, too, now. So I'll say that's an overreaction.
I don't know. Spanked at home by the Cardinals, spanked at home by the Titans.
I hear you. But he'll still let's just, before we anoint him as the Andy Dalton of the NFC West.
Oh, I didn't say that.
That's what you're implying.
I'm implying.
Very much so.
I'm implying.
What else you got over there, Chris?
Let's go to Kansas City here. Jordan Love's performance will make the Packers do whatever it takes to keep Rodgers beyond this season.
I think they're already doing that.
You do?
Let me just say this.
I mean,
can you lower the music just a little bit, Mike?
Love stunk.
Let me just say this. The thing I don't understand about yet, and we'll get answers as things go along here. The thing I don't understand about the Rodgers lied. He didn't lie to the Packers about not being vaccinated, and the NFL fully knew that he was not vaccinated.
Well, the Packers let him get away with it.
The Packers did not say, here's a mask. You're going in front of the media. You're supposed to do that. Or if they did, and he basically said, I don't believe in the science. I think this is ridiculous. It's just a scarlet mask. Yeah. I'm not going to do that. And the fact that the Packers didn't say, then we can't have you speak, or the league didn't come in and say, we know he's not vaccinated. Why isn't he wearing a mask amongst all the media? Yeah. So it seems to me that they've backed his play the entire time.
Or they just can't say anything to him. He doesn't listen to them
because they're trying to keep him no matter what.
Okay.
Now you can put up the music. What else you got over there, Chris?
All right. Let's go to the other team in that game, Rich. It's officially time to be worried about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense.
Wait, what?
It's officially time.
There's
he didn't
still
have a turnover,
more time
though.
to go.
I didn't have a turnover.
I don't know.
I'm
just not ready to get there yet. It's not good. right?
It's not good.
And I know you called me Sparky on Twitter, which I was upset with because I don't like the term Sparky.
I understand.
And part of that is that's what Kilborn called me. Okay, Spark.
There we
and
go.
Sparky.
It's
a terrible connotation that connotes disrespect.
See, that's
But
trolling.
I said the reason why you're like, calm down, Sparky, is that I said that classic Mahomes wrapped the game up. And you're like, well, I'm like, he rolled out.
Okay.
He did his classic on the run that we've seen him overthrow. We've seen him throw it where he shouldn't. We've seen him get picked off. And I know that the defender fell down on it, but he extended the play long enough. It's there. They're still there. That's still Tyreek Hill. That's still Kelsey.
The flicker, you still see the flicker?
I see it. It's not dead yet. You know, it's like the cart's out, the bubonic plague's everywhere,
Okay.
and there's still somebody telling the Monty Python football gods, I'm not dead yet. Okay? That's my answer to that.
They're still the 8th seed at the moment.
They're not. I'm not going there yet. I just won't.
All right, that's fine.
Not yet. We'll see. Hey, buddy, how about this next game coming up? Sunday night, Chiefs and Raiders. That's a huge football game. Certainly with the Raiders having lost, and the Chiefs just got one back. Chargers won, and the Broncos won. What a terrible loss that was for the Raiders in their division.
Yeah,
even though it was
Raiders
out
had
of
a chance
conference,
there.
but that's the only silver lining right there, silver and black lining. See what I did there? Did you see what I did there?
Rich, speaking of the AFC West,
Yes.
that division is the Chargers to win or lose right now.
Well, the Chargers have already beaten the Raiders at home, and they've beaten the Chiefs on the road. They haven't played the Broncos yet, correct?
I don't think so.
Right. So I would go with that. Yeah, I'll go with that.
You feeling better about them after
Well,
road win, or-
Philadelphia let Derek Carr throw it all over the map too, and they're both terrific quarterbacks. So I don't know how to evaluate that, but you have to. If the Philadelphia Eagles defense is having trouble getting home, you should stand back there. And he did take the throws they needed to, and then the big plays emerged, and I liked it a lot. So I'll agree with that. I don't think that's an overreaction at all.
All right, great.
Yeah,
How about this one?
yeah.
The Patriots are going to win the AFC East.
Now you hold on a second.
We're back.
Hold on a
I hope
second.
you enjoyed one
Hold
year.
on a second.
I hope you enjoyed 1 year. That was great.
This tests the professionalism of Mike Hoskins back in the back room right now, doing his usual yeoman's job of changing the cameras and getting things ready.
of course.
Our
I mean,
coordinating producer.
Big time professional.
Okay. He's a diehard Bills fan.
Die hard.
Now, Mike, I'm going to ask you if you do have it ready, the AFC East standings, because this does give credence to what Chris Brockman is saying.
Yeah.
And now, Chris, you said before the season that the Patriots were going to win the AFC East.
I did.
All of us here predicted
did.
the Bills, and
And you guys laughed at me.
we did.
My friends laughed in my face.
They're a half game out, and they've yet to play each other yet. Now, the Bills have the get-right game right in front of them, although you thought maybe at Jacksonville's the get-right game, but they're at the Jets,
Right.
and where the Bengals went down, and who knows, maybe Mike White can be healthy,
Hey, he'll be
TJ.
J-E-T-S.
Zach Wilson he's prepping this week. Maybe Zach gets back in the saddle and shows, hey, I picked up on what Mike White and Josh Johnson were putting down. And then the Patriots in Cleveland is a huge Week 10 football game. 2 5-4 teams.
Huge game.
Monster.
Huge game.
It is so big, and it is so big. I think Francesca would call it huge.
Huge.
I'll still call it an overreaction.
All right.
I'll still
All right.
call it an overreaction.
All right.
But they have yet to play each other, and
I know. Those two games are so big now.
if the Jaguars are going to confound Josh Allen, I would expect our first hour guest and Matthew Judon and Belichick have the horses to do the same.
They
But
played,
for the moment, I'm still calling it the overreaction, Christopher. That's what I'm calling
They
it.
played twice in 3 weeks in December. Man, that's gonna
Love it.
That's
For all the marbles, bro.
be fun. All right,
all the
TJ.
Tostitos.
This is for you, really.
Okay.
I mean, Cowboys fans, look, they should just brace themselves for another early playoff
That's
exit.
ridiculous.
I mean, come on,
That's
just
ridiculous.
brace themselves.
That's a playoff.
Just
That is
prepare.
that
Just
is
get ready.
ridiculous. That is an overreaction.
get ready.
I got this for you, TJ. I got
Please,
this.
Get ready.
because, I'm not going to be
Just get ready.
But Dak is first ever comeback player of the year and MVP. That's never happened before, as Irvin said on Sunday game day morning. That might have taken a little hit.
Yeah.
That might have taken a little hit.
Yeah, MVP took a little bit.
Well, Josh Allen's still, according to Vegas, the front runner, right?
Is he really still?
Is he really? I didn't look today.
I don't know. I don't check, but someone on Twitter put that.
Oh, okay.
So
I know who's going to be the MVP of this league
Can you wait?
right now.
Can you wait 1 second?
Sure.
Do we want to do the next slide?
Oh,
Let's
it's
do the
in-
next slide.
okay.
Your MVP through 9 weeks in the National Football League?
Thomas Edward
wait a
Brady.
minute. Did we just skip over to Dallas?
Is it Thomas Brady?
Lamar Jackson.
That's not a bad one, Chris. That's not a bad one.
I'm not mad at that.
I said at the beginning of the show, I'll read it again.
And we just skipped by Dallas.
You just skipped by Dallas.
Because it's an overreaction. Don't
Yeah,
worry
that's
about
true.
it.
Good.
Please,
Lamar
don't pay that
Jackson
any mind.
is your MVP right now.
I'll say this again. This is incredible. The Ravens just came up with their third double-digit comeback win of the year. Coming into this season, they were 0-6 in games where they fell down that far behind, including the playoffs.
Yeah, I saw this stat.
So Lamar has totally turned that around. Well, you can't come back with their style of offense. They don't have the big play ability to come back on a team. Well, how about them apples? And they've played 3 overtime games. And this is, by the way, Le'Veon Bell scored a touchdown. But Le'Veon Bell and Adrian Peterson scored touchdowns yesterday.
Right.
Let's not lose sight of the insanity that Week 9 really is.
It's like 2014 all over again.
The record for this is their third overtime game. You know, Week 1 was an overtime loss. Then they had an overtime win. One of those comeback wins was against the Colts. Two of these 3 double-digit comeback wins are overtime wins. The record for most games in a season playing in overtime is the 1983 Packers, coached by Bart Starr. They had 5. They were 2-3 of those games. They went 8-8, missed the playoffs. The 2011 Arizona Cardinals hold the record for most overtime games won in a season. That's 4. They went 4-0 in their overtime games. And these numbers that I'm mentioning right here do not happen without Lamar Jackson. So I'll say that is not an overreaction. But Tom Brady is going to throw, as you know, for 55 touchdowns this year. And he's so damn smart. He even chose to take Week 9 as a bye week.
Hey, last one, guys. Speaking of the NFC South, that division is going to be the one to have 3 playoff teams.
No.
Currently, BUCS, Saints,
absurd.
Falcons.
No way.
All in.
No thanks.
Who's going to jump these guys?
No thanks.
Who?
Hold on a minute. Now that I think about it.
I mean,
So one's coming from the NFC West. Nobody's coming from the East.
two from the West.
Well, I mean, the wild card teams I'm talking about.
Oh, wild card.
Okay?
Yeah, one
That's
from
what
the
we're talking
West.
about.
Yeah,
one from the West.
One West.
And then none from the East.
Yep.
And then you got. You might be onto something here.
The Falcons are playing better.
They are.
They just beat the Saints.
Who
beat the Bucs?
Are the 49ers the Seahawks going to come and do something the second half of the season? There's
absolutely
9 games to go. There's 9 games to go.
The
I wouldn't count out the Seahawks.
I wouldn't count out the Seattle.
that's
but
all
the
say it's an overreaction.
The 49ers are toast.
I wouldn't go there yet either.
I think they're going to have a new coach next year.
That's insane. That's the most overreacted thing out there. That's nuts, brother.
Nobody said about Dallas was the most, and
then he topped it.
Yeah.
But then again, Week 9, as I mentioned, most prone to overreaction I've seen in quite some time. Well done, Christopher, as always.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. And scene. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.